What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another reaction on this channel. Now, check me out, y'all. Kanye West is the most confusing artist that we have ever exposed on this channel, bro. One day, he's saying that he sold his soul live on stage. The next day, he's saying that he's a born-again Christian. One day, he's exposing the entire industry. The next day, he's apologizing and taking back his remarks. It's like we really don't know what to expect. But listen to what Kanye West said live, right?
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
And openly admits to selling his soul. But that's nothing new. You guys already knew about that. You guys also knew that he tried to come out with this new brand of Sunday service where everything is supposed to be worshiping God. And I love that idea. I really wanted to believe that Kanye West was turning over a new leaf. But then I see him posted up with a well-known Satan worshiper by the name of Marilyn Manson, bro. You literally can't make this up. This is somebody who is openly a part of the occult, openly and outwardly expresses his ties, or its ties. I don't even know if this is a guy or a girl. We're just going to say it. Openly expresses its ties to the devil. Kanye West thought it would be a smart idea to bring him out or her out or it out to the Donda release event. Like, I really don't know what to expect from Kanye anymore. And I figured rather than trying to figure him out, rather than trying to confine him to what we think or what we hope or what we expect him to be, let's just expose him for what he really is. A puppet. So in today's video, that's exactly what we're about to do. Make sure you guys do leave a like down below and subscribe. But let's get into it, y'all.
For the past 2 years, Kanye West convinced the world he was the one man Hollywood couldn't silence. He sold us the image of a prophet, a man too real for the industry. But in January 2026, the revolutionary stopped fighting and started copying pleas. Suddenly, the truth he was willing to lose $1 billion for has been rebranded as a mental breakdown. He's now blaming a 20-year-old car accident for the very words he claimed were God's plan. But as he attempts to scrub his record and get back into the good graces of the elite, we have to ask, was he ever actually a soldier against the system? Or was that just what he wanted the world to believe?
Black mirrored me. You already made everybody think I'm crazy. You already took my family away. You already separated all my friends.
I don't want my family calm down shit right now, bro. Because guess what? These Yeezys gonna sell.
Control, you get what I'm saying? They control Shaq, they can control Charles Barkley, they can control LeBron James, they can control Jay-Z and Beyonce, but they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name, I won't name. It's up.
Notice Kanye is up.
I genuinely believe that Kanye West had the best intentions of exposing it. Don't think it was a mental breakdown. He was too consistent for too long. But what I think happens is that he realized that the more that he exposes the system, the more backlash he's going to get, the more pushback he's going to get. All of his brand deals, all of his endorsements, all of his connections are cutting him off. And that thought right there scares him. That's how they play offense. But let's continue.
Apologizing today for, in his words, reckless behavior. He took out this full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, he did, titled, "To Those I've Hurt."
This isn't the first time Kanye is apologizing for his wild remarks. At this point, it's a part of the Ye rollout. Every album cycle follows the same blueprint. Shock the world, disappear into the shadows, and resurface with a mental health plea just as the album is announced. While Kanye apologizing for his marketing stunts, breakdowns, has become expected, this recent apology wasn't like any of the others. It wasn't a leaked text or an interview clip of him ranting. Kanye got a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal. This choice of medium tells you everything you need to know about the target audience. This time, Kanye wasn't talking to his fans. He was talking to the banks, the distributors, and the CEOs who took everything away from him. In this letter, Ye points back to the year 2002, the moment his jaw was shattered in a near-fatal car accident. He's claiming the same accident left a deeper injury inside of his skull, an undiagnosed frontal lobe fracture that he says explains his spiral into anti-Semitism and extremist rhetoric. The letter read, "To those I've hurt, 25 years ago, I was in a car accident that broke my jaw and caused injuries to the right frontal lobe of my brain. At the time, the focus was on the visible damage, the fracture, the swelling, and the immediate physical trauma. The deeper injury, the one inside my skull, went unnoticed. Comprehensive scans were not done, neurological exams were limited, and the possibility of a frontal lobe injury was never raised. It wasn't properly diagnosed until 2023. That medical oversight caused serious damage to
I wonder who forced him to write that. I wonder who forced him to release that, bro.
my mental health and led to my bipolar type 1 diagnosis. Bipolar disorder comes with its own defense system: denial. When you're manic, you don't think you're sick. You think everyone else is overreacting. You feel like you're seeing the world more clearly than ever, when in reality, you're losing your grip entirely. Once people label you as crazy, you feel as if you cannot contribute anything meaningful to the world. It's easy for people to joke and laugh it off, when in fact, this is very serious, debilitating disease you can die from. The scariest thing about this disorder is how persuasive it is when it tells you you don't need help. It makes you blind, but convinced you have insight, you feel powerful, certain, unstoppable. I lost touch with reality. Things got worse the longer I ignored the problem. I said and did things I deeply regret. Looking back, I became detached from my true self. In that fractured state, I gravitated towards the most destructive symbol I can find, the swastika, and even sold t-shirts bearing it. I regret and I am deeply mortified by my actions in that state, and I am committed to accountability, treatment, and meaningful change. It does not excuse what I did though. I am not a Nazi or an anti-Semite. I love Jewish people. To the black community, which held me down through all the highs and lows and the darkest times, the black community is unquestionably the foundation of who I am. I am so sorry to have let you down. I love us.
Once again, puppet.
In early 2025, I fell into a 4-month-long manic episode of psychotic, paranoid, and impulsive behavior that destroyed my life. As the situation became increasingly unsustainable, there was times I didn't want to be here no more. The letter is masterfully calculated. It frames his actions as an out-of-body experience, something he had no control over, to try to paint a narrative that in fact, he was just a victim. But the timing of all of this seems to paint a different picture entirely. Ask yourself, if the diagnosis happened in 2023, why did he wait until 2026 to tell us? Because the truth is, Kanye isn't apologizing to those everyday fans he offended. He's catering directly to the elite who control the music industry, the very people he claimed he was exposing. If this apology was about those he offended, he could have posted this on his social media. But the fact that it was an ad in the Wall Street Journal lets you know this was for the gatekeepers of the industry. For 2 years, Kanye tried to convince us he didn't need them. He stood on stages and told the world he was the new Steve Jobs, the new Walt Disney, a man who can build a global empire from the dirt up without the help of the elite gatekeepers. He released Donda 2 on a $200 plastic puck called the Stem Player. He sold $20 jerseys on his website. He claimed he was finally free from the contracts and the industry handlers, but he didn't make it out of the building before he started copping pleas. While Kanye going independent sounds like the shift the industry needs, in reality, he can't exist without the elite handlers. Kanye is an industry puppet. He will always be an industry puppet. Without the industry controlling him, he's bound to crash and burn, just like we witnessed over the past few years. While Kanye began his Christian era and followed it with his rebellious era, I honestly believed it was all a plan and Kanye was being used to break into the Christian world. I felt that all of this was a giant act, and I believe I was proven right by the many stunts he pulled throughout the years. But as long as his PR stunt lasted, I started to believe Kanye likely had other intentions with his move.
Like, who wears something like this, fam? Like, who wears this, bro?
He was trying to mobilize his fans and use them for something else entirely. It seems he was trying to free himself from the contracts that owned him and become independent so he could be the only one who profits from Kanye. The only problem is, he had to destroy his career and credibility so the record labels would finally release him. Kanye came up with the perfect plan. He was gonna get himself canceled, so the labels would have to drop him to distance themselves. Kanye also knew that once the labels turned on him, he would lose all his connections. So he creates this entire prophet hero persona to make it look like he was being silenced for exposing the industry. This way, his fans would be tricked into supporting him even harder because they see him being silenced by the industry. Kanye thought he was going to get kicked off the labels but keep all the fans who would buy whatever he sells them. He thought it was the perfect plan. When he got kicked off the labels, it sounded like a victory to him, until the elite vanished him from the system he so heavily relied on. He lost his label support, he lost his access to the big brand sponsors, he lost his playlisting, and most importantly, he lost his big machine marketing. Kanye was stripped of everything that made him Kanye. When the fans didn't support him like he expected, he knew he had to find his way back to the puppet masters. So what did he do? He ran back to the record labels. On January 29, 2026, it was confirmed that Kanye had signed a massive distribution deal with the independent music giant Gamma to release his next album, Bully. But Gamma isn't just any label. It's the new label run by one of the most powerful executives in the music industry, Larry Jackson. Larry is the perfect person to fix Kanye's damaged relationships. With a few calls from Larry, it's a green light for him. It's his ticket back to mainstream success. It's the infrastructure he lost when he burned his bridges with Adidas and the majors. But companies like Gamma don't partner with liabilities. Like every label, they partner with profitable assets. The Wall Street Journal ad wasn't a revelation. It was a closing condition. He had to fix his mess to get the deal, the distribution, and the elite back on his side. Kanye was likely instructed to say exactly what he said in that letter. He had to prove he was fixed before they would let him back into the room. This explains everything we have been seeing in the last few months. As you might recall, we recently spoke
I think this is AI though.
about Kanye apologizing to a New York City rabbi, where he was seen on video face to face with him.
I'm really blessed to be able to sit here with you today and just take accountability.
Oh, that's what people are saying. I think it's real, but I don't know. A lot of people are saying that this is AI and it's real. I don't know.
Dealing with some various issues, dealing with bipolar.
This was the first step in his plans to rebrand himself for this new label deal. Then he ended up fixing his relationship with the gatekeepers, the Kardashians, spending Christmas with Kim and his kids. Now, after the deal with Gamma is officially inked, Kanye puts this apology ad in the media. We are witnessing the Kanye factory reset right in front of us. He realized that he couldn't be Kanye while being independent. He couldn't be the biggest without the machine pushing him. It's like we're seeing with Drake. Drake seems to want out of his deal with Universal. Why else would he sue them? He wants them to let him go. But unlike Kanye, he isn't willing to destroy everything to get there. Drake isn't saying insane things to get himself canceled. Instead, he's trying to use the courts to get out of his contract. It seems that Kanye learned his lesson this time around. Now ask yourself, is this the story of a man who was dealing with a breakdown the only way he could? Or is it the story of a man who tried to play his fans as fools? For 2 years, we watched the independent Kanye experiment. We watched him burn every bridge, insult every gatekeeper, and declare himself the only man Hollywood couldn't touch. But in 2026, Kanye fully gave up that fight and gave into the industry. The revolution is officially over. The prophet didn't win the war. He just negotiated the terms of his surrender. Kanye West hasn't been healed. He's been factory reset.
Like at the end of the day, most of these celebrities are. And if they try to convince you that they're not, they have guidelines to follow. They have rules to play by. I'm not gonna sit here and say, I always tell you guys, this channel is based on truth. I would never sit here and try to spread lies. I would never try to misguide any information. But if I'm gonna expose something, it's gonna be based on truth. And the truth of the matter is that what Kanye is going through is a perfect reflection of how the industry treats their talent, right? You have to follow the rules, bro. And if you don't, get them out of here. Pack them up. But look, yeah, I'm going to end this video here. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe. And I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace. All right, guys. So this month, I'm going to be helping 10 people start their online business completely from scratch and scale it to their first $5,000. Now, this is for serious people only. The application will be linked down below, so if you're serious about peeking behind the curtains and learning how people are making money in their sleep and do the things that they actually enjoy doing because they have an online business working for them, then this is your opportunity. Fill out the application down below. We'll hop on a call one-on-one and we'll speak about the exact strategy that my students are using to make money in 2026.